Now we discuss the rest part of bridge, that is what are the determination of your flood discharge. Okay, so basically a flood is a relatively high flow that is overtop the natural or artificial bank in any research of a system. Okay, that whatever the your water flow reach of a system. And what are the need of your flood estimation? To design the water resources structures such as your dam, splitways, diversion works and bridge, and to determine the examination discharge and maximum potential, and also estimate cost and size of the your stabilization. Okay, so next come here the bridge type. So the design should consider all the preliminary data which made available to him from the detailed investigation before arriving at a solution. So the entire complete structure should be the most suitable to carry the desired traffic, adequately strong to support incident loads, and economical and aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so come to the next slide. So what are the bridge type that which factors influencing the choice for a bridge? That is economics and available funds, approaches, level of permissible interference to the flow below, climate and environmental conditions, screening from the bridge, topographic condition, subsoil condition, type of traffic, navigational clearance. So these are the factors which influencing to choose a bridge type. Next one is a bridge width. So basically whenever we are considering a single lane, that width is less than 200 vehicle per day, that is 3.7 meter for traffic and 1.5 meter for each of the shoulder, and 1.5 lane, that is 2 lane of the traffic, that is 4.6 meter, and for the 2 lane or more, that will be width is more. Next one is related to your span. So bridge span, when the span is high, the superstructure cost is also high and the substructure cost is low. And experience has shown that at the most economical span length, superstructure cost is equal to substructure cost. Okay. And next one we discuss abutment. Before that we discuss some methods that by which we calculate your flood discharge, that is your empirical method, watershed method, unit hydrograph, your rational and flood frequency analysis. Okay, so in empirical method it should have employed only when there is a insufficient available hydrology information. Okay, so in that case we are using empirical method to determine your flood discharge. So what are the formula we commonly use in India? That are your Dickens formula, your Rivers formula and your modified regional flood formula. Okay, so basically your Dickens formula, which is made in first attempt in India to derived of general formula for determining the maximum flood of the basic of the studies conducted for determining the relation between discharge rate to the drainage area, which formula is Q equal to C into A to the power 3 by 4, and here Q is peak flow rate and C is your regression constant and A is your area of drainage. Next one is your Ravis formula. So basically Ravis modify Dickens from the Dickens formula and to suit which is in suitable for South Indian condition for area which is within 25 km from the coast and between 25 to 175 km from the coast, and for limited area for near the hill. And the reverse formula is Q equal to C into A to the power 1 by 3. And the value of constant varies widely, being 6.8 in flat fact along the coast and about 42.4 in the Western Ghat region. Okay. Next one is your modified regional flood formula. that is in 1999, Kumar EIAL developed a methodology which modified the form of your empirical formula, which is your Q equal to C by A. And next one is your rational formula, that is it is mostly widely used for the analysis of runoff response from small catchment, and this method take into action or account by the following hydrologic characteristics in process, that is rainfall intensity, rainfall duration, rainfall frequency, rainfall catchment area, hydrology, obstructions, runoff concentrations, runoff diffusion. So it is required for where the catchment that will be small, and determine the time of concentration. Okay. So next one is we discuss about your abutment. So basically abutment serves the following purposes for support the dead load of the deck for superstructure, and resist the vertical and horizontal live load, and it resists or retain the approach embankments, and it provides a smooth transition from the road surface to the bridge deck. For these purposes we are using abutments. This is the picture of your abutment. Okay, this is your side of wing wall, this is your retaining wall, these are the bolts. Okay, this is the another image of your abutment spread foundation. This is the spread foundation, this is the ground level, and it is the rough slope for the protection of the soil. Come to the next, afflux, freeboard and vertical clearance. Okay, so first we discuss about your afflux. So the phenomenon of heading of the water, okay, on the upstream side of the stream is known as afflux, and it increased in water level due to the obstruction normal water level. So due to the construction of the bridge, there is a contraction in water. Okay, due to the construction of the bridge, there is a contraction in water. So this results in rise of water level above of it normal level. Okay, and while passing under the bridge, the rise is known as your afflux, and this is the picture of your afflux. Okay, this is the bridge, and whenever your bridge is constructed, for that in that case your water will be your water is contraction here, and whenever it will be rise, it will be increase its level, and this rise is called your afflux. Okay, this rise is called your afflux. Next one is the clearance. Okay, clearance means what? Now for the free passage of the vehicles in the bridge, horizontal and vertical clearances are provided to protect the vehicles from striking the bridge structure. And in case of bridge construction on a horizontal curve with super elevated road surface, the horizontal clearance must be increased on the inner curve side by an amount of equal to 5.0 meter multiplied by the value of super elevation, and the minimum vertical clearance distance should be measured from the super elevated side of the road. Okay, next one is your freeboard. Freeboard is the vertical distance between the design high flood level allowing for afflux, and if any, and the level of the bottom of the bridge girder. Okay, and basically vertical clearance, that is two types. One is your below superstructure and above your superstructure. So in the clearance, your last one, which one is your vertical clearance, it is determination on the length of your bridge, and after determination of waterway and the economic span length, the length of the bridge is determined, and the pier is designed and its dimensions are noted. Then the total length of the bridge will be equal to the width of the pier plus linear waterway under the bridge. So the formula is capital L equal to capital NL plus N minus 1 divided by B. So it is equal to waterway plus width of the all pier. Okay, so this is all about this investigation, your hydrology planning system. Okay, thank you.